We go all night, yeah. We got that fight, yeah. Our future look nice, yeah. Our future look bright, yeah. Our future look bright, yeah.
Alright, Tim, so it's another beginning of an epic Milwaukee weekend,
Yes,
and
sure
we're here
is.
at Milwaukee Live, and I want to check with you right off the bat what you know about Firkin Fest, and what is a Firkin? Do you know?
I think you might have stumped me. I don't actually know what it is. Please explain.
What the Firk?
What the Firk is that,
What
man?
the Firk? Like, this is freaking ridiculous. You grew up in this city. No, but I think that's actually somewhat of a new festival, and I didn't know I know what Firkin Fest was. It's beer, and obviously in Milwaukee, a lot of people have heard of Firkin Fest because it's one of the coolest beer festivals, but we weren't really sure what a Firkin was,
Right.
and I thought maybe this was just like a way to get around swearing. So we actually went and met with the one of the owners of Mobcraft Brewery to kind of get his take on what's Firkin Fest, and also kind of like they moved from Madison, their brewery, they moved it to Milwaukee. And it was kind of like, oh, so we're going to enter the weekend. Obviously, beer is going to be flowing like crazy.
Yes.
Let's go to one of Milwaukee's great craft breweries and see what's up with that. So let's take a peek at what we saw today.
So Mobcraft started out way back in 2011. Me and Andrew were both going to college at the time, and we ended up being homebrew buddies.
Oh, nice.
I was studying business, and he was studying fermentation science. And we thought, oh, crowdsourcing, this is an awesome business model. Let's see if we can smush this together with craft beer and make a really unique brewery. We searched for a building forever in Madison. We were just striking out left and right with things being way too expensive, way too small. Since Andrew grew up in Milwaukee, and Lisa, my fiance, also loved Milwaukee, she was like, you should look in Milwaukee, see if you can find anything. This was actually the first building that we ever looked at in the city.
Why is Milwaukee such a great place for beer?
First off, the Great Lakes are right here. Good water makes good beer. And our city is so cool with beer. You've got beer history, and then you've got this first wave of like the microbrew phase in the 80s, right? With Lakefront and Sprecher opening up. Now I think there's 27 breweries in the greater Milwaukee area.
Do you know what a Firkin is?
No, I have no clue. Yes, I know what a Firkin is. A Firkin is a vessel that beer is served out of, and it's super cool because you can actually add all sorts of ingredients in there, and you carbonate the beer inside the Firkin. So it's a way for breweries to really take their standard beers and add another element to them, making them very unique. It's probably the only type of that beer that exists. At this festival in the past, I had a Squid Ink IPA with squid ink in it. I mean, it's brewer's choice. We're taking our Kolsch and we put strawberries and rhubarb in it. That's the Firkin that's going to be served at Firkin Fest. There's a group in Milwaukee called the Craft Brewery League. At Firkin Fest itself, we're going to have an area that's kind of set up as the the local garden, where it's all the Craft Brewery League breweries that are from the Milwaukee area.
All right.
That was
So
awesome.
I don't know if I was excited for Firkin Fest before that, but after sitting down with him, I thought,
Certainly.
wow.
He definitely knows his stuff.
So it's not just beer or the type of vessel that the beer is served in, but the fact that they take their beer, put it in this vessel, and then add a bunch of stuff.
Right, super
Like,
custom. Like it could be like
Squid
the only
ink.
time you
Squid ink.
Right.
Did you hear that? Like,
Never
I'm
would have
very
thought
curious.
that was a thing, but I'm
If
sure it's
any-
awesome.
Any of you guys watching have ever had squid ink beer? Definitely comment below. And if you
Please.
have a picture, extra points if you have a picture for that. But yeah, that, and then he said that they're going to be putting like strawberries and rhubarb
Yes,
and
that
all
sounds
kinds of
delicious.
stuff. And I mean, I am.
I'm gonna have to go just for that.
I know, I'm very excited for it. So that was cool. Another thing that I thought was really fascinating, I saw this year that Milwaukee has a $5 billion tourist industry.
Yeah.
$5 billion. That's a lot of dough. And I asked him today. I said, what are some of the reasons for that, and kind of how are you watching this develop? And we'll have another segment down the road, another day with some of his other answers to that. But I was really fascinated to see how much they work together. Did you catch that? You said that they're having like a beer garden of just local beers at Firkin Fest. And,
That's awesome.
I thought,
That
man,
sounds
this
like,
is
it's almost like a community. I mean, it really is. Not kind of as it is.
right. And when we, what was that, 2 weeks ago when we were talking about the music community and how they're working together, that's one of the things I love about Milwaukee is that you get a lot of that working together. And one of the things too with Milwaukee Live that we've been so pumped about is how everyone is getting so active and like helping come up with story ideas and also sharing it. So one big happy family in Milwaukee. We got beer, we got new TV shows like this, and
It's a
we
super
have
fun time to be
music,
around.
and,
Like
yeah, so it's gonna be a good
Milwaukee's on the
weekend.
up.
Firkin Fest. So I know the guys in the back are just so pumped about getting back on camera here to tell some details. And if you guys could tell me a little bit about the details on Firkin Fest, because I looked at the list and there was like 40 different stats. So yeah, what do you guys got for us back there in the research room?
Well, Firkin Fest is this weekend.
Yep.
And if you're interested in exactly how many local breweries are going to be there, there's going to be 26 local breweries there. That's just the Milwaukee area, so that's fantastic.
Nice.
It's going to be down at Veterans Park, or I'm sorry,
Oh
Cathedral Square, and Uber's actually doing a really fun thing. Uber, if you use the code FirkinFest, you can get a free ride down there.
Whoa.
So
That's what's up.
Okay.
That's
yeah,
half the
pretty
battle.
nice. You know, it's funny because I'm pretty sure that's like, they probably don't give you a free ride back.
Absolutely not.
So,
But that's awesome that they're doing it
hey,
on the way there.
I'll take it.
Right,
Yeah,
whatever
or
you can
probably
get.
on the way out too. Now that I think about it, like either way. So what? Maybe if one person gets the free ride there, they can carpool a free ride back. So
All you people
way to
out
be
there, listen
way
up.
to be safe,
Work together,
Milwaukee.
that community.
Yeah, way to be safe, Milwaukee. Always
Yep.
love having Uber or Lyft. I personally take Lyft a lot, but Uber, thank you guys for doing that. Also, I noticed. I wanted to give a quick rundown on some of those breweries that she mentioned. Milwaukee Brewing Company, Big Bay Brewing out of Shorewood. So I want to go through some of these. These are some of the new breweries too in the area. Brenner Brewing, Barley's Angels in
That's
Milwaukee.
pretty
That's a
unique
new one
name.
I haven't heard of.
That's awesome.
Some of these are Beer Barons of Milwaukee.
All right.
That's obviously in Milwaukee.
Yeah. Yes.
Waukesha Homebrew Club. That's in Waukesha.
Yeah.
But you know what? I mean, they're like the cousins, like the.
Yeah, the metro area.
You know, we're not too mad about the friends from Waukesha. District 14 over there, not far from
Yep.
our studio here in Bayview. St. Francis Brewery. That's a
Yeah.
kind of that's not
That's
new
my
at
neck
all.
of the
That's
woods.
actually that's a good spot. I remember that was one of the few back in the day, craft breweries.
Yep.
Melms, MELM, Melms Brewing Company. Like Minds Brewing.
Like mines. I like
Also
that name.
Milwaukee. These are all local, by the way. And for those of you guys watching, if you've been to some of these breweries, we would definitely have,
Yes.
we'd love to hear what you think about them, because actually some of these ones I've actually never heard of before. So I'm actually very excited about that. Like Minds Brewing, I said that. Sprecher, we know those guys. As Henry said, Sprecher.
Sprecher,
I like
yes.
that. He had a little oomph on that. Water Street Brewing, also a classic.
Can't go wrong.
Raised Grain Brewing Company, that's in Waukesha.
Cool.
They need beer there too.
Yeah.
They need craft beer
Everywhere
too,
needs
because we
beer.
drink pretty much all the beer we make here in this city.
Not enough to go around.
There's enough. Oh my goodness. Lakefront Brewery, obviously we know them. They're
yeah.
classic. In fact, I am drinking some Lakefront Brewing. What are you drinking tonight?
I'm drinking the River West Stein.
I am drinking the
But also
Eastside
from
Dark.
Lakefront, yes.
Oh, hey, do you want to try cheers?
Hey,
again?
yes. No limes this time.
For those of you guys who missed last week, Tim totally rejected my cheers.
I got caught up by the overflow.
Yeah, he was actually trying to save the.
It came off like I was being real, like, hey, I'm good.
Yeah, cheers, and he's like, no. So okay, there are more. Let me keep going here. Fermentorium Brewery, Third Space Brewing,
Third space, yep.
Good City Brewing,
Good city.
Miller is going to be there. That's interesting.
All right,
I'm
I
curious
suppose
what they're
that's
making
local.
with the Firkin. What the Firk? I mean, that must be the smallest batch they've ever made then, because obviously it's a big one.
Yeah.
Milwaukee Area Brewers Group, Mobcraft Brewery,
Mobcraft,
which is
yep.
where we went.
Yep.
North Shore Brew Club, Broken Bat Brewery, that's in the third ward. City Lights Brewing, which is a newer one. Explorium Brew Pub in Glendale. Mahoney's Basement Beer.
Basement beer. I'm
For
super
all of you
interested.
guys who are big fans of what's that musician's name? Is he Mahoney? Shoot, he was like one of those like boy heartthrob guys. He had the
I believe it's Austin Mahone.
Austin Mahone. Thank you, James. Thank you, James, for knowing that. And his fans were Mahomies. So this might be related to that. And then Lost Valley Cider Company, which I actually got a chance to go see that place. Actually, not all ciders are sugary. So I was actually really intrigued to see that. So those guys are all going to be there. It's going to be epic. I'm really
Quite a
excited
diverse
about
list.
that.
That's awesome.
It's at the same place that Bastille Days was
Yep,
last week.
Yep,
and,
that was a good show, too.
Yeah, that was a really good time. So, okay, cool. Well, let's look at what else is this weekend. So, obviously, beer is kind of a thing in Milwaukee.
Kind of,
$5
maybe.
billion
I don't know.
tourism. I'd have to say a large part of the draw for coming to Milwaukee, besides obviously the Great Lake and all the beautiful Milwaukee people like yourself, Tim.
Thank you. And yourself.
Thank you. yeah, the beer and the food is one of the big things. So speaking of, and also I'd say some of the ethnic backgrounds, some of our European heritage, and obviously some of the other new, some of the Latino heritage now starting to come in with our food, and obviously all the African American heritage as well. So we've got something this weekend also called Festa Italiana, which I'm sure almost everybody watching has seen. It's the oldest one.
Yeah.
That's what I hear. In fact, I don't want to screw this up, so I'm going to go to the details backstage. And see, I know these guys have been working hard to get all the details figured out.
What you got for us?
Yeah, what do you got for us back there on details?
All right, Festa Italiana is going to be at the Summerfest grounds, the festival
The Henry
grounds.
Meyer Festival Park.
That's correct. It's July 21st through 23rd. That's Friday through Sunday.
So starting tomorrow.
You're going to get fireworks every night and a whole bunch of really great entertainment. Friday, it's 3 to midnight. Saturday, you can start early. It's 11:30 a.m. to midnight, and then Sunday is 11:30 a.m. to 11 p.m. And like I said, there's going to be fireworks every night, so it should be a really good time.
Nice.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah, Festa, when I first moved to Milwaukee, was one of the big ones. And I was always like, why are there fireworks going off? It's like the end of July.
Yeah, right.
Did somebody have a mistake and not know kind of where 4th of July was? Or did they just have an accident at the fireworks factory? But anyway, yeah, checking that out. One of the other things too, Tim, I don't know, did you know that there's an Italian neighborhood in Milwaukee? Did you know that? I wouldn't call it Little Italy specifically, but did you know it's kind of like Little Italy?
I don't know exactly like the parameters of where that is, but I'm not surprised. There's, like you said, a lot of
ethnic background. Yeah, actually Brady Street. For those of
you know what? I was
who
thinking
didn't know.
about that.
Brady Street is the Italian, historically the Italian neighborhood, and if you look, they got the Glorioso's Italian Bakery.
That's literally what was coming to my mind.
They also have a ton of other cool stuff like that, but also like a lot of the Italian businesses were the Third Ward. The Third Ward was like the other Italian area, not really where they lived, but where they worked, and that's why the Italian Community Center is there. And also that's why Festa Italiana was there right by the Third Ward, right off the bat. They were the first ones to do it. So
look at that. I'm learning so much today.
Yeah, so I guess not only are we going to talk about the Epic Weekend, but we're going to try to educate everybody on the city. So that's cool. Fireworks every night. That's going to be a lot of fun. There is a big food truck festival also going on at the Art Museum, or Discovery World, actually, I believe. They're going to be setting, that's on Sunday, and that's actually apparently really big. And I'm springing this on everybody because I just came right from shooting from the hip on this. But yeah, apparently that's going to be great. They're going to have like firework watching right from that. So that's
you're right
cool.
there.
That's on Sunday, yeah. But I think like the taste, oh my gosh, I should know this. If anybody could comment below and correct me on that, that would be fantastic, seeing as how I don't even have my details straight here. So anyway, all right, moving on. What else we got going on this weekend? Firkin, Festa Italiana, and how could we go wrong without Gallery Night? Have you ever gone to Gallery Night?
I have not. Nope. I need to get out there more.
I've never gone either. So, I mean,
should
here
go
we
together.
are, talking about this and pretending like we know things, but we haven't even been there. So
maybe we can be each other's date. Maybe your wife won't get too jealous.
She doesn't get jealous of you because she says, like, you make me a better person. You complete me, Tim.
I might start crying right on live TV.
Oh, man. So we have that going on. That is, do you guys have any details on that backstage, back in the production room?
Gallery Night and Day is going on yes, don't forget the day. It's going on Saturday, and it's going to be in the Third Ward. There's a whole bunch of different venues and stuff, so they're all open at different times, so you got to kind of get on Google there, and then you can find out the specific ones that you want, but it should be a really fun time.
Awesome. Okay, well, I'm going to have to check that out just because
so many gatherings going on.
Well,
amazing.
Part of the problem is that. So, I mean, if you like, Wisconsin is the most extroverted state in the country. I don't know if you guys knew that. That is a fact. The people who do the Myers-Briggs test declared that Wisconsin was the most extroverted. So,
well, would you look at that?
So we have a lot of events, but we also have a lot of events. So it's like, so it doesn't matter how extroverted I am. I can only be so many places at once.
It's true. Yeah.
Although I did hear the news about a new jet that's affordable, an affordable jet now, so you can get a lot faster. Apparently it goes like 400 miles an hour. Yeah, it's only $2 million apparently.
Only? Let's get 3.
So all of you guys who have Bugattis out there, you guys can trade your Bugatti in for a jet.
So much more practical.
But for the rest of us, we're gonna have to wait, and maybe some partnerships. But I mean, yeah, I suppose like if you get 20 people, you each get
Yeah.
2 weeks a
It's
year
not bad.
for your own private jet. I mean, I don't know. It's still a lot of money.
Crunching the numbers.
So yeah, we just need to get a lot of viewers. For those of you out there, if you guys could, please share this, and maybe we can get, maybe like 100,000 viewers.
We'll take everyone at least one time.
We could
That's like the incentive.
What would you do with a private jet? Let's just get this out of the way.
What would I do with a private jet? I would.
First thing you would do, you can go at least 10,000 miles. So anywhere pretty much on the planet, where would you go with your private jet?
Europe.
Yeah, Europe, back to Europe.
Yep, back.
Would you bring me again?
Oh, of course I would bring
Okay,
you.
not India.
Maybe.
Maybe you would do India again. I mean, I know you got sick
Under the
last
right
time,
circumstances. If we actually had money this time, like that would be fun.
Yeah,
'cause
where
we
they
didn't have
didn't
any money last
cancel
time. Yeah.
For those of you guys who didn't know this story, yes, we had money. It's just that they canceled all their currency while we were there.
That's true.
So,
We had
that
money,
makes
but we
it-
couldn't access the money. So
Right,
just kind of
because
crazy.
no credit cards, no banks, and no cash. That was that was literally the rule. So thankfully, that's not Milwaukee.
We're here today. We made it
We're
through.
here today, and Milwaukee has an epic weekend planned for you guys.
Yes.
If you have any questions, comment below and let us know how your weekend went or what you're planning to do. And
There's always something going on. There's probably a few things that we aren't even thinking of. So
yeah. Well,
let us
next
know.
week, one of the things foreshadowing to next week is we have the River West 24.
Oh, yeah.
So this week we're talking a lot about beer and Milwaukee weekends and beer and kind of that heritage and kind of how cool it is. And Firkin Fest is pretty freaking awesome.
I'm going to be
This
saying that
sounds
all
fun.
night now.
Freaking awesome. Like, it's freaking awesome, people. But next week, actually, we're going to talk a little bit about biking and kind of what makes Milwaukee a great biking city and kind of, that weekend with the bikes, because obviously Milwaukee is a growing reputation for epic
yeah.
biking. And this River West 24 is insane. So
There was just a few really big races. My brother
Yeah.
he cycles and messages on his bike and stuff like that. So he's in that whole world.
Isn't he up for like sexiest biker of the year or something like that from Milwaukee?
Twice, actually.
Yeah. Runner up last year.
So yeah, I get all the dirt on that. I kind of hear like all like, I wouldn't say the underground stuff, but like, the stuff that you have to be in that community to really know what's going on. So yeah, he was talking about the River West 24. So
It's going to be sick.
Yes.
And
it
I think
is
next
gonna-
week, I could be wrong on this, but I believe we're going to try to actually trace the route.
That would be
And
super
maybe
fun.
interview people on the
Yeah,
way. And
maybe.
I don't know.
See
Maybe
if we
can
can
you
throw
have
together.
beers while you're...
I think
do the
it's
bike?
strongly
I mean-
encouraged. If you're of age, of course. If you're of age, of
Yeah,
course.
right. What that's like, that's obvious.
But you got to go for
because
24 hours. You got to, got to keep that
If
pep
you
in the
don't
step
have
somehow.
beer, they say beer is like liquid bread, so you
It
probably
is
could use
a
some bread.
liquid, if you will.
Liquid.
Coined here.
See, I learn something every week from you, Tim. So awesome. All right, well, we're gonna let everybody get going on that weekend. It's Thursday night. I'm Aaron Biebert. This is Timothy Wolf, aka one of the best musicians in the history of the planet. Even though every time I say this, he blushes a little bit.
I'm trying
See,
to
I mean,
think
look
of
at that red.
damage control
It's not just
after each
Milwaukee
show.
Live that's making him look like he's blushing. He actually is. He is
I
blushing.
have rosacea.
So-
I'm always red. What can I say? So I can just
medical-
always say something embarrassing, and I'm like, no, I'm
No,
not
it's just
embarrassed.
the rosacea. Like, okay, so you
Got a
don't
doctor's
know what Firkin
note.
is, and I didn't know what rosacea is, so now I know.
Yes.
But anyway, all right, guys, we're gonna let you go. Have a great weekend, and make sure to comment and stay tuned. We've got more good stuff coming on Milwaukee Live.
Yes, we do.
Next week.
Yep. Take care.
Cheers.
We go all night, yeah. We got that fight, yeah. Our future look nice, yeah. Our future look bright, yeah.